Yo boys, welcome to the guide, man. I've had to make this a few times now. I'm on a massive delay, but it's because lately the class has been changing so much and I've been finding out more and more things about the class every single day as the more I play, because as you know I was playing Priest a little bit, but putting more time into Paladin again, I found loads of new shit. So I'm actually making this again. This is the 4th time I filmed this video with more stuff to add. This is going to be the basic video, so don't worry about if it's too simple, too easy. There's gonna be another video for the advanced players, the advanced paladins who are already above like maybe 2-1, 2-2, and kind of watch the stream a lot and kind of understand other paladins' choices and their choices and why. But in this video, I'm gonna go through the basics. I'm gonna tell you the talents, the conduits, the gear. But even if you're playing Pally at a high level in 3, I would definitely still maybe watch. I'd sit back, get a good drink. I'm really bad at video editing, so I decided not to even edit it. I'm just going to go in and talk, and if you're serious about learning Paladin, you'll sit here and listen as if it was like a college course or something. I'd like to shout out here if I know for making this, like, you know, possible, because otherwise I'd be streaming right now. But he's gave me a convincing amount of gold to do this. And I'd also, yeah, you know what, let's just fucking go into it. Let's just go into it. Straight off the bat, I'm just going to start off by saying we are the highest Pally in the world in 2s right now, by quite a bit, I think. We're also 2700 MMR in 3s, 2650 MMR in 3s. I got that last night with Tay and Gelu, and yeah, we didn't lose a single game. Literally, I'm not joking you. We went 0 losses. We even faced Acro RMP, 0 losses. And I was actually playing a new build that I want to show you guys now. But I'm gonna have to explain some stuff first. Just looking here for the. Let me show you guys something. So I'm gonna show you guys something here as well with the ladder. Boom, highest Pally world, alright? By quite a while, yeah. And you can tell I've put in way more games than everyone else too, right? I'm not trying to, like, you know, I'm not even flexing, I'm just humbly showing you. Look at the games I've put in. And this is just one of my 2 paladins. I've played way more than anybody else on this ladder, bro. Like, you could add these Donnies together and I've still played double their games, man. So you know that, like, I've put in the time, boys. And I've put in the work. So here I'm going to show you a 2v2 build. So this is my 3v3 build. We'll go into that in a minute. But this is actually the 2v2 build right here. Okay, so in the 2v2 build, we roll high mastery, low haste, decent crit. Now normally you can't always play badge, okay? So trinket wise, you play Aegis into casters, BM into people who go you like melees, so maybe Windwalker that's training you, a warrior that's training you. Maybe you're going against Rogue Mage and you feel like you can't get the Aegis off when it's worth it, so you come out stuns, you press BM instead. Actually really good to do. The only time I'd really play Aegis is against Affliction Warlock, Ellie's, Destros. BM probably be your go-to choice for most of the games. It's a really strong trinket. Then here, we want to play like this. We want to play Verse Mastery Chest, 4 set on everything else. I've actually started playing movement speed gems. I only have it in my haste setup right now, but you want to get a 5% movement speed gem. You want to get speed increase by 13 for each Shadowlands gem you have socketed. And it's stuff that's training you. You can get the Verse Mastery ring that has the speed increase. So you might want to consider that and get a Verse Master ring there, or get this and that, and then play the legendary on here or something as well. I feel like these stats are better. Low haste, high mastery, high crit, high verse. Like no haste is because the game's much slower in 2s. I'd also like to suggest that you actually play the 2 set into some stuff. So you get more stats if you play the 2 set, right? So what I would do is I would trade up the hat like this, and you could maybe go like this. No joke, you could play like this, or you could play like this, and you could go 2 set into some stuff. Now the stuff you want to go 2-set against are things with 2-minute scripted cooldowns. Warrior has a 2-minute banner, and then you've got like, you know, other cooldowns with 2-minute things. I'm trying to think at the top of my head. You got Destro Warlock, perfect example, 2-minute Dark Soul. And there's a bunch of other classes. Rep Pally, 2-minute cooldown. So you kind of just want to wings when they wings, yeah, and then you've kind of got it aligned every single time. You know, so you play really low haste. And then what I would recommend to do is have another set here where it says 4-set, and you go in, you play your 4-set against some stuff. This stuff is with CDRs such as Fire Mage. They have a 2-minute combust, but it gets reduced, so you might end up getting wings every combust when you use this and reset your wings. So every time you hit a light at dawn, it resets your wings. As well, this is why this is not as valuable with 2s, is because you're not hitting that many targets, especially if you're playing with an outlaw rogue or something, and he doesn't have any pets or anything. You know, it's just, and he's always training the healer, and you're in the back, and you might not even reach him with your light at dawns half the time. It's not that fire, bro, to like play this. So you only really play this into short cooldown stuff where you feel like you needed wings. Get a feel for the game. If you need wings, then you feel like you don't have wings enough, and wings would have saved you, use it. If you feel like you're just dying even with wings and stuff, play the 2-set build. Go 2-set. Like, legit, play 2-set. That's what I would honestly do. I'd play fucking 2-set. So that's how you kind of want to roll, you know, with things like this. So you go 2-set like this. I like to play sometimes 3-set as well, for if you want a bit of haste. If you feel like your globals are too slow, you can go 3-set. I know you don't get any benefit, but the haste versus is not bad. But the extra mastery is really nice here. So you want to go 2-set like that. There's a 2-set build. And then obviously, you know, swapping out your trinkets. It's mostly going to be BM. If you're human, in 2s most of the time, unless you're against like, if you're against outlaw rogue, I'd play rally. If you're against a mage, I'd play trinket, because you can't really trinket out, you know, he doesn't really have any stuns unless they're training you. I play rally into anything that has like, you know, stuns or whatever. But yeah, for the most part, this is kind of how you want to build your character. Gear wise, it's pretty important. Now 3v3 is completely different. I roll 18% haste in 3v3, and I roll 29% versa, 12% crit. This is because people are less likely to train you in 3v3, but also because the game is much faster paced, so the faster globals help. And also there's no dampening for a long time, so you don't need the additional healing from the mastery. This is enough healing with this. This is definitely the best way to play Pally in 3s. Fast mastery, kind of lowish mastery, 30% verse, just on the borderline of the cap, a bit of crit, 18% haste. You can copy me on the armory, I should be logged in, but I'll go with my gear, and you're going to slow down the video and have a look. I also play with the movement speed. You'll notice how fast I'm outrunning this guy, watch. It does fucking add up, you know, like how fast you're running. So there's my gear, that's what I roll with. You obviously always want this enchant on your chest as well. Talents, let's go into talents. Right, talent wise, you always bestow faith. I don't want to explain what to do with no explanation. A real way to understand this is to truly understand why you're playing each talent. So you go bestow faith, and the reason you play bestow faith is instead of this and this is because this doesn't have as much value for healing, right? You gotta hit another global where you're not healing. This should only really be a filler ability when you're not dying. So if someone's on you, you can Crusader Strike him, and it will, you know, it will benefit you. So say if I'm like this, so this is the best time it will benefit me. Yeah, so I'm healing, and then I don't have any more Holy Shocks or anything, and I'm decent HP. I would Crusader Strike then WOG. You know, that's the only time I would use this. I wouldn't press 2 to really build it up. The only time to use this is a filler ability. So now look, all my instants are on cooldown and they're on me. I would Crusader Strike to WOG. The only time you use this is when you can't really cast, and you're 1 away from like your holy power. If you're 2 away, you should probably start faking. Unless you won't die, then you could even you could like Crusader Strike, War Stomp, Crusader Strike, WOG. But like, you shouldn't get a habit out of doing this. The first priority when they're on you is this, and when you have this, you can use Divine Favor, or if you don't get that but you're dying, use Divine Favor. That's why you play Divine Favor every time. Word of Glory. And look how much instant healing I have, boys. I'm literally just walking around Reeceboss, so I don't even get to hit anything. And that's another thing, you shouldn't be casting very much as this class. It's very rare that you need to cast, I think, if you're playing this right. I'm gonna go and move to a target dummy while we explain the rest of the steps. I'm sure there's a target dummy in here somewhere, right? I don't know. Maybe I should have pre-done this before the video. This is why my editing is like so bad and long. You're gonna have to just chill with me with your drink. But for the most part, the reason you don't play Light's Hammer, useless healing. This is the worst ability in the game. This is unnecessary. You're not gonna need to spam Crusader Strike in Arena. Bestow Faith should be off cooldown, because I can't stress this enough. In your rotation, Crusader Strike should literally be off cooldown. So your general rotation in Arena should look something like this. You should literally start off the game, come out the gate, maybe you Holy Shock and cast a Flash Heal, drink, get your mana back. You have about 2 Holy Power, right? You can start the game with 2 Holy Power or something like that. You don't need more. Some people stack it to 5. It's a waste of mana in my opinion. It's also just not necessary. It's the way you ramp up your healing. By the time you need healing, you should already have 5. So that's what I recommend. In 2v2, so people always ask me, I never ever press this. I never press light. I call this Light the Martin. You know why I call it Light the Martin, bro? Because no one knows who Martin is and why it's named after him, just like you don't know what that ability is even for. It's useless in 2s. The only reason I'd ever press this in 2s is if I was full HP, or like decent HP, I had nothing else to press, and I was moving, so I couldn't cast, and I needed to move, like out maybe with a Ring of Fire, or like maybe I needed to move away from poly, maybe I'm line of sighting polys. So like, the only time it's really good is against Rogue Mage, so like double DPS where it's low, where like they're going on your team, and I would literally bob at a pillar and do this. Like I'd be like line of sight, say he's like trying to polymorph me, say this guy's trying to polymorph me, I'd like see his cast, I'd be like this, I'd press line the poly, press line. But look how much it's already killing me already. I'm nearly dead out here, man. Look at this. But this is what I would do. I would literally use it like that. So that's the only time you should really be pressing that, is when, and that's in between Bestow Faith and Holy Shock, obviously. So like what you really want to be doing is like this. So say a mage's trying to poly me, a bob out, Holy Shock, you know, there, and then I'd Bestow Faith on my guy, and then I'd maybe start pressing it, you know, like this. I'd start pressing it like that, and then line poly, and then I'd heal myself maybe with the Holy Shock, then I come out and wog, you know, line the poly again, heal again, like this, and then like he starts casting poly, back again, like that, line of sight. And that's the only time I would ever use that. If you don't need to line of sight anything, you should never really be pressing this ability. So you should just be spam healing like this, like you'd have Beacon on your guy, you'd Holy Shock, you would press the hammer here, you would wog him, and then Bestow Faith insta, you would press it as soon as it comes back, Holy Shock, and then, you know what I mean, you'd never press this light shit, you never press this. So I'm going to give you a better overview of the general rotation. Rotation is really fucking important. But first we'll go into talents before we explain the rotation. Save by the light, it's always save by the light, you never touch this, just because the output from this is awful. The output from this, awful. This can save you, especially when you're CC'd, and it actually is a decent amount of absorption. So again, these are just output talents. These are output talents. Now here's where it gets a little bit complicated. If I was playing with an outlaw rogue, so let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Oh, there's Saki here. Yo, where'd he go? I love that guy. So let me tell you something. So when you're with Outlaw, he plays every single game, even into Resto Druids, unless you're training the healer. If you're training the healer, I want to hit you with the blind. If for some reason you're not as advanced with rep, I would just practice it. But if you really can't get them against a good druid who's shifting every hodge, every stun, you can consider blind into druids. You could also consider blind into Mistweaver monks, because they can port in the stun. It makes it really hard to rep them. So you might want to consider blind into Mistweaver monks. But everything else with an outlaw rogue, I'd play repentance, unless as well I'm against a windwalker monk. So versus the windwalker monks, I'm gonna drop the blinding light. I'm gonna play the blinding light, and that's so when I come out of CC, I can go like this: trinket, blind. So I get leg sweep, I trinket, blind. It blinds all his AoE pets, and then you can run off, because it's actually the images of the monk that does so much damage as well. So that can help a lot. Against anything else, I'd play rep. But even with the outlaw, we found the reps better. This is more, but if you're playing with warriors, other windwalkers. If you're playing with windwalker, this is really good to use as well. At the end of the day, though, I can't really necessarily tell you what's ideal to play for you. Ask your partner basically what he wants, try new things, see what works for you. But I found repentance every single game worked for me as outlaw. That's the best comp. If you want to push rating with a Holy Paladin, you're playing with a fucking Outlaw, bro. And there's no way about it. Or a Windwalker. You're not really playing with the Warriors anymore. A Hunter might be able to work a BM Hunter, but you'll be far better off with the Outlaw and playing Rep. Key. Now, races. While we're talking about Rep, War Stomp is the best race in the game by a landslide. It's not even close. There's miles and miles and miles. I can't explain to you how necessary War Stomp is, and it's for this fucking reason right here. Can you? Oh, we need Rep on the bars. Alright, we got 25 seconds. I'll explain to you after, but I don't even know if you can Rep these target dummies, to be fair. Quickly, to go into this. This is only necessary if you're getting trained and you feel like the reduced cooldown is bad. I play this every game. I haven't played this a single times patch. Rule of Law is useless. You don't get enough value. The arenas aren't big enough to make this more valuable. You know, the arenas were longer, like really long. You could use this, but that's unnecessary. I think it's also the cooldown's a bit shit. That's why. This is insane versus ferals, because you can get a feral. You can get a wall every feral friend. See if he's going new. Most things this is really good. The only time I wouldn't play this is if you find that you need to move more, or you need to chase the CC. But because, you know, look how much movement you get with this. I'm owning with this. But for the most part, I would play Unbreakable Spirit, and if you need movement, play that. But Unbreakable Spirit is what a robot would play. You just get reduced cooldown on your wall and your bubble, and the reason is it's you know, look, reduced cooldown with the Divine Shield with the Conduit, which I'll go in a second. It's so insane. You get so many bubbles. It also allows you to not feel like you at the start of the game you can trade bubble. I'll talk about CD trading in the advanced guide though. There's some advanced stuff to go into. It's a bit more like complex, and I'd have to sit here and talk, but we're going to go into the talents right now. Right, Rep. This is why you play War Stomp, by the way, and you don't play anything else. It's because you can get to shoot War Stomp, and then you'd cast Rep. It doesn't work on that guy, because he's apparently that's a invalid target. But the point is that you can War Stomp Rep, and that's why it's so good. You can get a Rep every second hodge. Like, instead of waiting every hodge, you now get a second go. So you hodge Rep one go, War Stomp Rep the other. Occasionally, if you have a Warlock pet on you, you can War Stomp, get a flash heal off. War Stomp the pet so he can't CS, the Warlock can't CS, get a flash heal off. You can War Stomp the kill. Blood Elf, you can maybe dispel some cool stuff. You know, some people argue, oh no, you can dispel. What do you really want to dispel? Holy Ward. You can War Stomp away Holy Ward. Another reason why it's good. Priest presses Holy Ward. You can War Stomp it away, then hodge him, instead of having to wait 15 seconds if you're playing with something that can't dispel. Next row of talents: Divine Purpose, Holy Avenger, Seraphim. Seraphim, useless, output shit. Holy Avenger, good, but the cooldowns are way too long. This is only good if you're facing like Warrior DK. If you're facing Warrior DK like in twos, like a very fast double DPS, I'd play this. I play this combo. You go with the Holy Avenger then, because it's just way more burst healing. But that's if the game's going to end. If you think the game's going to end within 20 seconds, it's going to be so fast, you'd play this. When is it really the case, boys? This is the way to go, man. This procs, Awakening procs, and Avenging Crusader useless, by the way. No one's playing this. I never played this even in BFA when people were playing it. I think it's... personally, I think this is the worst design for how Pally should be played. Like, this is not how Pally should be played, in my opinion. This is so bad. No one's touching it this season, especially, so don't worry about that. Awakening... because of the Light of Dawns that come out when you do one of these, you get a free Light of Dawn. This actually procs wings all the time. This is so fucking strong. It's unreal. So again, unless the game's lasting 20 seconds, you should always be this, and you should always be this too. This procs a lot, and the additional healing it gives is crazy, and it also stacks with this. So you can get some one bang heals. But that goes into that. Then we got Beacon of Faith, Glimmer of Light, Beacon of Virtue. Virtue useless in Arena. Also, I don't even like this in RBG. I just hate using this. I don't think it's good. So these are your two options. This is a 1% healing increase. Not worth the global of swapping beacons. But if something's training your guy in 2v2 and he's never not training him, he's never not going off anyone else, you may as well play Glimmer of Light. If he's only going one target forever, play Glimmer of Light. It's very rare when that's the case. But when it is a good case to use Glimmer of Light is versus hunters, specifically BM hunters who are training one target. The reason is because if I Glimmer, then I bop, and also you can shuffle Freedom. It's now a 1 in 3 to get the bop instead of, you know, a 1 in 1 where he always gets it. Now, you know, if I have no Freedom and I have Glimmer and a bop, it's a 50-50, which means he can actually sit a full bop, especially if you're against Resto Druid Hunter. There's no other way to dispel it. So if he tranks with the 8-second cooldown, that shit's not coming off. I hear a fight outside my house. They're not fighting. Right, anyway. Now it would be content. Right. So for the most part, you do want to play this, but the Glimmer's good into BM hunters, especially, or people who are single target training. Most part, beacon on 2 targets, definitely the move. Right, honor talents now. Very simple, thankfully, very simple. Versus classes, and I always say this much versus classes with you always play Darkest Before Dawn and Divine Favor. The output is just way too strong. You never really need to trade this. Arguably, into Rogue Mage, though, you can play Ultimate Sack instead of Divine Favor, just because you don't need to cast that much into that. And spell still CS is scary anyway. But for most things, healer DPS, if it's a DPS with high value on stuns and melee damage, Warriors, Arms Fury, Outlaw Rogues, Sub Rogues, Acid Rogues, Feral Druids, Windwalkers, things who do goes and stuns. These are the classes where you want 2 bops. Now, versus stuff where bop is useless, you play the same build, but instead of Blessed Hands, you play Light's Grace. You're going to go with Light's Grace versus Locks, Mages, Demon Hunters, because bop's useless into Demon Hunter, they just purge it off insta. Arguably, I would say Hunter, but this is actually really good for bopping the Intimidation stun, and you can if he stun, the thing is why I play this into Hunter is if he stun traps you, you can bop it and then sack the trap, you can bop and then Fleshcraft the trap. It's like an extra trinket on his go. You can also bop your team's trap, right? But this into Mages, Logs, anything where, Demon Hunter where bop is just useless basically. So yeah, things like that. Shadow Priest, play this into Shadow Priest as well. So that's how I would play. On the occasion, if a DK is chains advising your whole team, you can play this. This is so broken, I rarely see people play with it, but I play it I play every game versus a DK. You stay at the pillar, he's trying to go, you just chains advice, run off with the movement speed gems. He will never catch you. This guy will not catch you. Your guy's training the healer, and his abomination limb is used. Bang, you're just sending this. You're sending this. Your boy's getting out of CC. His chains of ice, useless. You're with a Fury Warrior, training him down, and all he can do is chain of ice kite. Well, now he can't even do that. So that sounds really good into DK. It's also very good into Frost Mage lock in 3s when you're sat at the pillar. But for 3s, obviously, play the haste set. It's fucking god tier. No troll. It's the best. It's the best set by far. But yeah, again in 2s, play the slow haste, heavy verse mast. Now for conduits, let's go into this. Right, I always play Righteous Might 2v2, 3v3, Shielding Words always, same tree always, Focus Light always playing it, Pure Concentration, Condensed Animosphere. Right, versus stuff with Fear and 2 range kicks. So if you're against Ellie Shaman, Resto Shaman, or Ellie Shaman, or Resto Shaman, like maybe, I don't know, Demon Hunter, and they're training you, and the kicks are annoying you, play this. Like Warrior, Holy Paladin stuff with, that has 1 fear, and they don't really win on the fear. Windwalker, Holy Paladin, Windwalker, Druid, Hunter Druid, stuff where fear isn't, being taken out fear by 1 second isn't going to benefit you at all, or very rarely. You play this with Devotion Aura. Quick trick is if you need to get somewhere fast, you can, so you should keep on all 3 of these. Not the 4th one, it's useless. You can actually, this makes your mount go faster, and if you aura mastery, look how fucking fast you drive, man. Look how fast that horse is. I don't know if you knew that. And also if you aura mastery, there's a 15% damage reduction, which is really good at some stuff. And then, that's actually silence immunity if you aura mastery with concentration aura. So swap between those. Again, this is when you play into stuff with no fear. That's into stuff with fear, or lots of kicks. But for the most part, fuck the kicks. You rarely cast anyway. Devotion Aura is probably into everything without fear for the most part. 3% damage reduction actually adds up in a long game. So you swap between them in the starting room. You want to swap those in the starting room. Ulma form. Now here's where I change. This is for 3v3. And I would play Enkindled Spirit for 2v2. So when you're all mushroom 2v2, you get the extra healing. That is insane and dampening. Not necessary in a 3v3. This is better in 3v3 because, as well, you use this global as a filler in 3v3 because you can't cast as much in 3v3, and also you're lining CC more in 3v3. In 2v2, Enkindled Spirit all the way. So you just swap that with Enkindled Spirit. And then always Divine Cool from the Vicious Trail, Kevin Zoosling. Get a cancel macro with Kevin Zoosling when you want to go drink. Because when you want to go drink, he'll keep you in combat. So you can actually get a It's called Mage. Where is it? There. Cancel Aura Kevin Zoozling. With the using drinks here, if you put the mana, Mage mana drinks, and then the normal shop brought drinks there, it will always prioritize the Mage ones first. It's really good if you play with mages a lot and then swap other classes. You don't have to keep keybinding it. For the most part though, yeah, this is what you play. So I hope that explains what you play. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need to add. We went through conduits, went through talents, went through gear. I think that is pretty much everything. I would say at the start of the game, by the way, you should just use Fleshcraft. The extra mastery is pretty fucking insane. See the mastery go up when I use it. Alright, it's kind of clean. Hey. There you go, look, you gain a lot of mastery, so I hope that explains the basics of everything you need to do. Rotation, that was it. I was missing something. Right, start of the game. Bestow faith as you come out. Holy shock. If you get one of these, you can cast with it and then just drink. Right, starting the game with about 3 holy power like that. And then rotation should be like this. 2 seconds, boys. Alright, so this is what you do. Rotation should be like this. Pretend this is your, well, this is my teammate here. We'll bestow faith him, holy shock, and then you should already have holy power. Now you want to charge up a hammer maybe if damage is coming in hot. Or wait till damage is coming in hot. Then Wog when he's low. You should never be using Wog when he's below, like, when he's above 70%. Like you should, 80%. You should be using Wog so he's about 70 or below. You don't need to Righteous Hammer every time unless you're dying. It's Bestow Faith off cooldown every time and Holy Shock off cooldown every time. Now, if you don't crit your Holy Shock, you can cast either a Holy Light if you can cast, or a Flash Heal. But if the guy's on you, that's when you might opt to 1 Crusader Strike. You don't want to go too many Crusader Strikes, or you can kill a Totem Crusader Strike, or you can throw a Judgment for damage. But for the most part, it's these 2 off cooldown, and you need to try and emphasize your Holy Power per minute. I'm trying to think if there's even a way I could show you my rotation in Arena real quick. I'm just gonna open up a game. I'm gonna open up like a 2s game and just quickly show you, like, when I played with Dr. Daggers, like a basic overview of like my rotation or whatever. Might be that one. I don't know where videos actually is. Let's just pick a random ass game. I'll show you a random game. Hold on. Sorry boys, there's no editing of this video. I'm just trying to find a random game from my stream. Okay, I remember these guys had insane pressure. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a 3v3 game. Actually no, I want to show you 2v2. What am I doing? I should do it in 2v2. Okay, skipping through. Hey, we found a game as Asarogue. I really like this. This is a good show. Just clicking and finding it. Okay, right. Gotta show you the way. Okay, here we go. So, as you say, I start the game about 1 holy power. Bestow faith up though, so I get 2. Right, now you see my globals here. Look, I wait around here. There's the Crusader Strike because I'm a Garrote as well. I'm silenced. I throw a hammer. I charge up my healing. Now I only need 1 global for the holy power. And look, Holy Shock, and then bang, I top myself with that. And then look what I do now. I should be Bestow Faithing insta as soon as I get away. So I'm trying to kite him first. Then my global is Holy Shock, Bestow Faith. Come on, press Bestow Faith, you noob. So there's a mistake there. I should actually be Bestow Faithing. It's a bad example. So you want to be keeping Bestow Faith up here. And then when you get a Wings proc, that's what I need to show you. When you get a Wings proc as well, you need to make sure you're using this off cooldown, because now look how quick you can generate holy power. You know what I mean? Look how fast you can generate holy power. So you need to make sure you're tracking this. When you get a Wings proc, you need to track it on your screen if you can't see up here. Boom, like this. Holy Shock, look, and then you would press this. It's also holy power. Don't worry about overcapping. You don't want to force spend this on Wogs. Just wait. You know, if you're 5 holy power, you can actually wait for your guy to take a bit of damage, cast some judgments, maybe do something else, pre-set up a bestow again. I don't know. Just really good shit, But yeah, let's go back to the game, you'll see. So I'm coming out of a kidney shot here. It's really scary. They're burning me. I'm real scared. So obviously I pre-got Holy Power every go though, because I have such high power Holy Power and I don't waste it. I always have an answer. And look, there's the Bestow Faith going up now. And look, you try and keep as many of those off cooldown as possible. So here, look, I'm Crusader striking him in between when I get 2. When I get 2, and I'm decent HP, I can always Crusader strike him as well. I should be Hammer of Wrathing about here as well. Look, there's the Hammer of Wrath. Then I go into a full kidney shot. It is what it is, man. You just got to keep prime. And look, I've always got loads of healing ready. I walk up here. I've also got a big heal, but I had to force bubble off, sadly. I don't know if I win this game or lose this game. This is just a general example. You can kind of see the rotation applies. I keep a hammer up there. There's probably a better game for it too, where I play more optimally. We go earlier in the session probably. Let's have a look. Okay, let's see it versus Warlock, because this is a. So yeah, I come out the gates. I'm already 3 Holy Power. Look, Bestow Faith off cooldown, Wogging, Holy Shocking off cooldown. So it's these two off cooldown. Hammer of Wrath as soon as I get a Wings proc. This is literally exactly how you do it. Then you Wog because he's low HP. You know. Look at that. And you know he's doing like max DPS for a Warlock to high MMA, and I'm still healing through it. And there'll be you know, I heal, I save. You see how I'm saving my Holy Power, and I'm waiting for my Righteous Hammer. I don't just waste it, man. I don't even send the hammer. Like I never waste a single bit of healing. Thanks for this. Thanks for the sub there. This is the game they asked for the guide, actually. I think. What a coincidence. And now I hammer up. I'm gonna top myself. And look. My next global Holy Shock off cooldown, Bestow Faith off cooldown. I'm generating Holy Power as fast as I can. Throw Judgment in between as I'm waiting for that. There, I used Divine Favor with the Flash Heal off CD2. So, overview, because I'm probably confusing you now. When you go into a game, it should look like this. You start the game, Bestow Faith, Holy Power. Alright? And then you maybe want to drink. So then how in a game it would look is like this. I would Holy Shock, keep this up. If I need to Divine Favor Flash Heal, then when I need burst healing, set this up. Or if I think I'm about to go into a stun. Now this is where Pally gets kind of tricky, and where a good Pally will differentiate himself, is that before this damage comes, you want to keep that hammer up. You want to keep that fucking hammer up, boys. So you're literally going to go like this. Hammer, Holy Shock, Bestow Faith. And then say I get stunned now, full kidney, oh it's so scary, my HP's going down, HP's going down. I can either trinket and then just Wog like this, or I'll just come out and Wog like that. So that's why you need to pre-hammer the damage. People who keep thinking because of Divine Toll that this is used like Divine Toll. Divine Toll is used reactively. Use Divine Toll when you're low HP. You want to use this before you get to low HP. Oh, he's popping all cooldowns, send it. You send one. You see his cooldown, send one. Even if you're not gonna heal just yet, send one. You see Wings, send one. Get in your brain to just send one, bro. Send one. Like your damage is coming in, you send. He pops Combust, send one. Even if you're full HP, just send one. That's all you have to do. Once you see a cooldown, press it. Then when it gets you low in the cooldown, boom, you're full HP and one button. And he's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? The only way you can die is if you start trying to heal his damage. Oh my god, no, he's busting me. He's busting me. Oh no, we're so low. Then you waste the global here. Donk. You donk him one. I mean, it's on cooldown. But you would donk him a Righteous Hammer. But then it's too late. Then you get kidney. Then you're gone. Or maybe you come out the kidney. The best example, you didn't send one when you saw his damage, and then you got stunned, and now you're coming out with no healing because you haven't built up your Holy Power and you haven't built up your Righteous. You haven't pre-sent one on the CDs, so then you come out having to send one now, and that's an extra global. You've gone down. So does that make sense? How you use Righteous Hammer? I hope it does. If it doesn't, call me on Discord, Reeceboss6436. I'll be there on the blower. Now you understand what I'm saying. I'm starting to get into this. So, you know, I said I was going to make it one video, but fuck it. We'll go for 2. I'll put 2 in 1 combo. We're going to go and do the advanced guide right on the fucking spot. So I'm going to open up my stream elements right here and see what my boy wanted, because he asked for very specific things for the advanced guide. He's the donnie that paid for it. If you want extra, just come to the stream and ask. I'm just going to give him what he wanted. Also, Omnibar. How you set up your Omnibar and UI. Important, boys. Shit's important. Not going to lie. Your UI, important. People going in here with spaceship UIs and shit. Keep it clean. Keep it simple. Your brain wants to be able to process information as efficiently as possible. Which also means, unlike CS, where in CS, you're looking at the pinpoint in the middle of your screen, the crosshair, and you see them sit real close to their monitor. They get real close like this up into the monitor. No, man. In WoW, you need to be at least an arm's length away. You need to be able to get a full vision of your screen. So I'd sit back and get everything. Make sure you can see everything. Look at your screen. Can you see the side? Your eyes will mostly focus around here still, but you can see this in your side vision. I don't know what's called, peripheral vision. I don't know. Side vision. I'm called it side vision. Should be. I can see that he's casted fireball. I'll look over here. My eyes are here, but I saw he just casted a fireball. I'm staring at this barrel, but I can see him cast a fireball. Staring at this barrel, can still see fireball. Staring at this barrel, can see a hunter's mark there. My side vision is still picking stuff up. If you find that you're looking here, but now you can't see here on your screen, you need to push your monitor further away. No troll. Test it. Make sure you can look on the left side of your screen, but still kind of glance what's going on in the right. If you can't, push your monitor back. You need to get a full field of vision. Basic UI looks like this, and then have party frames down here. S Arena, you kind of want the cast bars coming in. That way you'll see them as they start and finish, and you can just line them. Much easier to line like this. S Arena, this is where it gets a little bit wacky, and oh, my screen's gonna look crazy, but it doesn't look like that in game, of course. So we go to Omnibar, test all. Yes, there's a lot. Huh? Where'd it go? Test. No, hide. Not him. What was it? Omnibar. Test all. Right, so I have interrupts here, so I can fake. I segregate the internet. Huh? It's probably because I'm near the target dummies, huh? Alright, let's get down here. I don't know why it's cancelling itself off like that. Right, start this again. Right, when I use Omnibar, I separate these. Interrupts here, cooldowns that are like CC or defensives down here, and big offensive ones here under the S Arena, and I just separate the primordial wave because when this happens, I dispel flame shock, so I do want to see that. It's because I'm unaware of any Shams episode there. But big CDs up here, and this is what it will look like in a game in about 3, 2, 1. That's what it should look like about now in a game. It should look like that. Pause, that. Right, so you don't see much. You'll just see when they pop, and you can keep track of the big cooldowns. You can kind of see where fades coming off cooldown down here, interrupts. I'd recommend using that, it's much cleaner. If you want to see what I track, we can go into it. If not, just skip ahead in the video. What I track, I'm just going to quickly show you on S Arena. No, sorry, Omnibar. I keep getting them mixed up today. So on the big CDs, I track double tap true shot. I track unholy assault, abomination limb. Demon hunter, I don't track anything because just the hunt, I can just see when he's going in big demon form. Fell frenzy, celestial alignment, berserk, incarns. That's what I track for those boys. Hunters, coordinated assault, flayed shot, mage, combust, icy veins, arcane power, monk, bone dust brew, weapons of order. Should also track that new thing that's starting to play now, serenity, avenging wrath, divine toll for the rep pallies, priest, just for Psyfiend because I just need to see when it's dead. You can kind of see when a priest is popping anyway. Dread blades, echoing, flag, sepsis, and vendetta for rogues. Doomwinds for the shaman, stormkeeper for the shaman. Then on the other interrupts, just interrupts on the other Omnibar, I'm tracking stuff like blur, fell eruption, stuns, chaos nova. So this is the one underneath, reverse magic, so I can see when I can hold him when I can't. Mighty bash, incap roar. Maybe you can sack an incap roar. Maybe you can, you know, pre-flesh crafted bash. That's why I have it there. Intimidation stun. Maybe I can pre-flesh craft it. That's why I want to track it. I want to see when Turtle's coming up. I want to see feign death. I want to see traps, so I can maybe sack it. Spider sting. You can pre-freedom yourself, and if he spider stings into it, it immunes it, by the way. Steel trap. I want to keep that so I know to keep one freedom for my boy and freedom him off cooldown on it. As soon as so that way I'll see it. If I'm, you know, down here, I'll also see it if he gets rooted, so I can't really miss it because I'll see it here and here. Track the royal sacrifice. The DB, just so I can maybe sack a DB. Monk, I track revival, so I don't get my Hodges revival. Paralysis, I can sack. This, I can fleshcraft. You see touch of karma, so I can bop it. You see how my mind it works. Blessing of Sank, I know if I can hodge or not. Hodge, so I know if I can fleshcraft it. Blinding, maybe I can fleshcraft that. Priest, chastise, can sack that. Pain stop, now I know, you know, who we can kill, who we can't. Shadow word death, I know if I can rep or not. Great fade, I know if I can hodge or not. Fear, I know if I should be away or towards the priest. Psychic horror, I know when, you know, he's gonna maybe set up a ghost. Silence, I could maybe pre-aura mushroom, seeing it coming off cooldown. Or I know that I don't have to worry for a while. Holy ward, I know, you know, if I can run out of hodge or not. Shadowy Duel, no, my boys, you get one shot, kidney, you know the basics, boys. Like, this is what I'm tracking, man. You can just pause the video, slow it down while I'm scrolling through. This is what my Omnibar looks like. This is probably the most efficient way. I have taken inspiration from Mare. I actually sat in Mare's VODs and copied everything that he tracks and everything that he doesn't track. It took me fucking ages, but it definitely improved my game. In my opinion, he's the best healer in the game, so why wouldn't I take inspiration from someone like that and maybe add to it? But it definitely is worth taking his note too. So this design of Omnibar is pretty much I copied from Mare, but with my own little twist to it, I think. Right, so that covers everything that I'm tracking in the Omnibar. I'm going on and on, I feel. We're going to take a sip of water now because the advanced guide's going to happen. Fuck. We got a game here to review from here, if I know, the boy. You know, I'm actually going to do the advanced. You know what? I'll do the advanced guide in 2 videos. I lied to you, boys. I fucking lied halfway through the video. I said I was going to add the advanced one here, but this is going to conclude the basics. We're going to go to the advanced one in the next clip. I'm going to review here if I know his gameplay. I'm going to review my own gameplay, and we're going to discuss certain, like, you know, what do you call them, like fundamentals of WoW and Pally, and this is mostly for 2v2 though. But I hope that this helps you understand Pally a bit better. Sorry, like, if I just went on and on. I don't fucking know who's even gonna listen to this. I hope you do listen to this. I hope your money was well spent, my friend. If not, don't stress it too much. You can always just call me on Discord. He'll if I know, like, if this doesn't satisfy you, we can always just call on Discord. I can run you through some stuff for free. I don't, you know, I'm always there, man. Literally, I can just call you, help you understand certain things, and you can write notes. But this should, if you really sit with a notepad, this should be good. The advanced ones come in the next video, so which is probably just going to be uploaded at the exact same time. But yeah, alright, cheers boys, I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, see you in the next video. Hope you learned something. Fuck.